What night creatures are famous for their awful smell? Skunks. When frightened or under attack, a skunk sends out a horrible smelling spray from its rear end scent glands. The most familiar skunk has black fur with bright white stripes from its nose to the tip of its fluffy tail. Other skunks are a solid color or have spots. Skunks live only in North and South America. They hunt at night in wooded areas for insects, mice, eggs, fruit, and the rotting flesh of dead animals. What happens before a skunk sprays? It gives a warning. The skunk may stomp its feet on the ground and give a low hiss or growl. Then it raises its tail and arches its back. Finally, zap! The smelly, oily liquid shoots out from under the skunk's tail. How far can a skunk spray? Up to 12 feet. The smell chokes nearby animals and they flee. Even worse, the odor can last many days, as people who live in the country know only too well. As bad as the smell is, the spray itself is even worse. If it strikes an eye, the spray can cause burning and temporary blindness. Even one whiff can bring on a stomachache. Which skunk enemy doesn't mind the smell? The great horned owl. While hunting at night, this owl does not seem to be bothered by a skunk's spray. Down it swoops to grab the skunk, no matter how strong the odor. Either the horned owl doesn't have much sense of smell, or it just holds its breath. Spotted skunk, red fox. Giant desert hairy scorpion. Are spiders night creatures? Some are. Among them are many hunting spiders that chase insects or lie in wait for them instead of catching them in webs. All day long, these hunting spiders hide in nests they build out of the silk they spin from special glands in their bodies. When night falls, they leave their nests to search for food. Even though they have 8 very small eyes, many of these spiders are nearly blind. To find a victim, they almost have to bump into it. Do any night spiders live in your house? Perhaps. The black and white parson spider and the grayish mouse spider spend their days in the dark corners of houses or other buildings. At night, they come out to find food. Some evenings you might enter a dark room, turn on the light, and see one of their spiders freeze for a second, and then scurry away. Do spiders have any night relatives? Yes, scorpions. Many scorpions live in hot lands and avoid daytime activity in the broiling sun. These creatures only venture out at night, when it's much cooler. In the darkness, scorpions find the spiders and insects they eat mostly by touch. The scorpion stings its prey with a curved stinger at the end of its tail. One shot of the stinger's poison paralyzes the victim and lets the scorpion enjoy its meal in peace. But even scorpions are not safe from attack. A fight between a camel spider and a scorpion can end badly for the scorpion. The camel spider prances and sways like a boxer to avoid the scorpion's sting. Then it leaps in and holds on to the scorpion's tail until the spider can bite off the stinger. Do snakes hunt by sight and sound? No, many snakes have very poor eyesight and hearing. Their eyes are best for noticing things that move, not for seeing details. Except for objects close to them, everything looks blurry to a snake, and snakes have no ear holes. They pick up sound vibrations from the ground. How do snakes find their prey in the dark? Partly by body heat. Many snakes, such as the rattlesnake, have heat-sensitive organs located in deep hollows or pits between their nose and eyes. The pits allow these kinds of snakes to detect anything that is even a little warmer than the air. The sidewinder snake is also well equipped with acute heat sensors. Scientists believe that a sidewinder can follow mice and lizards sometimes right into their burrows just by sensing the heat of their bodies. Why does a snake flick out its tongue? To pick up smells and taste particles in the air. A snake learns the most about its surroundings with its tongue. A snake's tongue helps it track and catch the animals it eats. Do snakes bite with their tongues? No. Snakes bite with special teeth called fangs. Poisonous snakes produce poison in glands near their mouths, and tubes carry the poison from the glands to the fangs. Sidewinder, granite night lizard, snowy tree crickets, slugs, earthworms. Are slugs and worms nocturnal creatures? Yes, these soft-bodied animals need to keep their bodies moist, which means they must stay out of the sun. When night falls, they creep out of their hiding places to search for food. Sometimes with a flashlight you can find them in the garden on a warm, damp night. If you are very quiet, you may even hear their faint rustling in dead leaves. Which night insect has been around longest? The cockroach. Fossils of cockroaches date back about 250 million years, to the time of the dinosaurs. The common cockroach makes its home in food markets, bakeries, restaurants, and people's homes. It belongs to a large family of cockroaches that avoid light and are most active in the dark. Only about a half an inch long and a dull tan in color, the common cockroach is not a fussy eater. Food scraps, paper, plants, clothing, dead insects, and just about anything else can make a meal for a cockroach. Which are the noisiest night creatures? Tree crickets. Huge numbers gather on trees after dark on warm nights. They produce their loud chirping by rubbing one wing against the other at a rate of about 40 times a second. Male crickets chirp most. Experts believe it is how they find their mates. Crickets hear with two small spots or ears just under the knees of their front legs. A cricket's chirp changes as the air temperature changes. The higher the temperature, the faster the chirps. On a summer night, count the number of chirps you hear in 15 seconds. Add 40 to that number. The sum will give you the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit.